Hey Josh, Merry Christmas!
Oh, Merry Christmas to you, Rich. How are you?
I'm doing great. So what are we doing this fine holiday season?
Oh, well, look at all these presents we've got under the tree here.
Oh, presents under the tree. That sounds exciting.
Yeah, did you see the tree? So you always decorated
No,
the tree?
where's the tree?
It's right here.
What do you mean?
It's right here.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it's right here.
No.
Yeah, look, it's right here. It's right here.
What?
It's right here.
Oh. Last one on the lot, huh?
It's the size of my heart.
So what's the gimmick?
So the deal is, we've got two big options and all these presents under the tree. One of them is Christmas specials. The other option is canon movie classics, action films that make you proud to be an American or something.
That sounds fucking awesome.
Right? It's gonna be fun.
Nothing says Merry Christmas like Charles Bronson with a 45. Okay, so half of these are canon films, and the other half are like Christmas stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So what's
Total luck of the draw.
what's the meta game here? Because I really want a canon action film, and then we got this little oddball thing here.
Yeah.
I don't know. That doesn't look like it's going to be a DVD. Well, I mean, it's probably just a DVD, but it's not like the full case.
Well,
it's
it
not
can't
a
be.
VHS tape.
It cannot be a VHS tape. I can say that much.
Canon film, I'm going to say, is a VHS tape.
I like the way you're thinking.
So I'm gonna open one of these bigger guys. No,
This one.
We're going with this one.
That looks good.
All right.
I like the way you think, Rich.
I don't know. There's another layer to this mystery.
Uh-oh. Yes!
Yes! Death Wish 3!
Oh.
Yes! Great start!
It's the best Christmas
Great
ever.
start! I was wrong about the VHS, but I got my canon action film.
It worked out.
Rich,
All right.
Did you get your wish?
I got my Christmas gift. Thank you, Santa.
No, wish.
Wish?
Death Wish.
Oh! He's judge, jury, and executioner.
That's the whole point of the whole series, I thought.
If he can't find justice, he'll make his own. Is it clear he's a vigilante? Is it clear? Paul Kersey doesn't seek out violence. It just seems to find him.
Well, yeah.
But when it does, he's not about to back down. Charles Bronson brings out the heavy artillery in this guns blazing, no-holds-barred thriller. Road-worn and battle-weary, Kersey longs to leave his fighting days behind him. But when he arrives in New York to visit an old friend who probably gets murdered and raped,
Yeah.
he finds him brutally attacked and gasping for breath in a pool of blood. Now, the Silent Avenger must wage war once more on the city's punks.
Only once more.
thugs, and hoodlums.
Only once more.
But this time, he's brought a small arsenal of guns, knives, and even a bazooka to help him. Special features, original theatrical trailer.
Ooh,
So
good.
they went all out on this release.
They didn't include a menu? So you could pick the chapters?
No, but the sound is mono.
Ah, that's special.
Yeah.
That's special. So you want to be able to hear every little gunshot.
And just
Crystal clear.
focus.
Yes.
Focus. They don't want you distracted with sounds coming from your left or right. That's confusing bullshit.
Exactly.
It's straight at you, like Charles Bronson, just to the point.
Yes, pull the car up.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, everything in the trunk fell out.
Really?
Hey! Déjalo, cabrón. No te lo toques así.
Oh, he hit me, whoa!
Look out, it's a 70-year-old.
Yeah.
Elderly man just punched me.
Oh my lord, it's the creep that stole my pop a few weeks ago.
All right.
Yay, murder!
We love it.
We never thought to murder anyone before.
That's fucking nuts.
Just everybody's out the window.
Yay!
Hello, I am also wearing a Spock t-shirt. I see we're doing the presents thing again.
Now remember, Mike, half of these are Christmas movies and half of them
Yeah,
are
whatever. I'll just open this one. I get it. This isn't my first rodeo. The fuck, really? Another thing to open?
Makes it more
I've got
special.
all day here.
Don't you?
I do, actually. The Christmas Tree. Oh, that's an original title.
Oh.
Is it telling that the first thing I look for is the running time?
No, what is it?
245 minutes.
Oh, fuck my life.
Collectible classics, The Christmas Tree, featuring cartoon characters I do not recognize, but look like a ripoff of the Whoville characters, right? The poor children who live at Mrs. Malvita's orphanage have never had Christmas presents.
Oh.
They've never even heard of Santa. Oh, this sounds like it's going to be a blast. The cold-hearted Mrs. Malvita doesn't believe in such foolishness.
Okay, I'm with her. I'm with her.
I agree with her.
Yeah.
I'm gonna relate to her character the most.
Yeah.
The cold-hearted. Oh, I read that. Despite their hardships, the hopeful tykes still find reason to celebrate beneath the branches of a stately pine tree that grows just outside their window. What? I guess that's their Christmas tree?
There's a tree outside.
Okay, they have to shiver in the cold.
Yeah.
When an energetic young moth.
Moth?
Oh, I'm sorry. It's a hyphenated.
Oh.
What do you call that when you format text to fit, like in the newspaper?
Justified.
Justified. Thanks. When an energetic young moth and her two adorable children come to work at an orphanage, the ragamuffin tots hope for a real Christmas, but if not, Mrs. Mulvin has anything to say about it. She doesn't want Christmas. She doesn't like she's the Scrooge, without saying she's Scrooge.
Right.
It's copywritten.
No, it's not. It's really old.
Oh, yeah, it's Charles Dickens.
Yeah.
Charles Dickens.
Janice Dickens.
Janice Dickens.
Yes.
Jane Eyre.
Yeah.
The Jane Eyre of her ways was writing. God. If Mulvita has anything to say about it, will she actually chop down the children? Oh.
What?
Will she actually chop down the children's beloved tree?
Oh.
I'm looking at the name of the production company, Flammarion Ferreira Films.
Oh, yeah.
Sounds foreign. Great. Region coded. Oh, thank God.
Seriously?
Yeah, region coded ALA. Oh, it says all.
Oh, fuck. Fuck!
Let's go watch the Christmas tree.
Fine.
Oh, you.
We come from the mayor's.
I know. The mayor just called.
I'd better go now. Take good care of yourself and the children. I will be back before Christmas.
Don't worry, Ray. We're gonna do just fine.
Those dead eyes.
Yeah. Too.
This is going to be your bedroom. I want you to make sure you have your feet clean so you won't dirty the sheets.
Everyone just looks miserable.
All or nothing.
Are you crazy?
Mavilda.
That's right, Mavilda. Now you're cooking with gas.
Now that I know.
This is just the cutoff.
Now you're cooking with gas.
Hey, Josh, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Jay. Where's your Spock shirt? You know, this is our first Christmas without Leonard.
Wasn't Leonard Nimoy Jewish?
Yep. So, do you want to pick out a movie?
Sure.
Remember, half of them are Christmas movies.
Yeah, I know. It was my idea.
Oh.
I'm gonna open this one.
Okay, that looks like a movie.
Oh my God!
Oh shit!
Well, which one is it?
I don't know. It's the best. Oh.
Chuck Norris in Invasion USA. The best of Chuck Norris. I'm guessing that was a very short-lived series of DVDs. All right, a Joseph Zito film, who we all remember as the director of the best Friday the 13th sequel.
That's right.
America wasn't ready, but he was. Oh, Richard Lynch is in this too. That's great. Okay. When America faces invasion for the first time in history, it's up to one-man army Matt Hunter. That's a very appropriate last name. Action superstar Chuck Norris.
That's right.
To wage war upon the enemies of freedom. on suburban streets, in shopping malls, and even in churches.
And what?
The firepower explodes in megaton fury. Death-defying stunts escalate. Is this even English?
I don't know.
This is very choppy. And death-defying stunts escalate into a heart-stopping climax when Hunter, America's doomsday weapon... What?
Apparently he is the doomsday weapon.
Launches his final plan. A ragtag army of terrorist mercenaries led by Soviet agent Rostov, Richard Lynch, catches America unprepared and makes it a war zone from sea to shining sea. Only one man can stem the... He's got to fight the terrorists.
So
I get it.
So
I get it. It's Chuck Norris versus the terrorists.
Right. It's
There's like
oh my God.
5 more sentences.
Oh God.
I'm done.
So it's Red Dawn meets Dr. Strangelove?
Well, who's better at fighting an army of Russians? A bunch of little kids or one Chuck Norris?
Well, I think we're going to find out.
All right.
But it's Chuck Norris.
It's Chuck Norris. Spoilers.
Yeah.
Okay. He's a one-man doomsday machine.
Yeah. Is Leah Thompson a one-man doomsday machine?
No.
I don't think so.
Chuck Norris also never tried to fuck a duck.
Nothing, I only do what he tells me to. What the hell is going on?
If you come back in here, I'm gonna hit you with so many rights, you're gonna beg for a left. Oh, yeah.
Sounded better in my head.
I'm sorry. Seriously, it was at 25. It already exploded.
You lose this?
It was up at 30 again. Fuck you.
He's like the Bugs Bunny of action heroes.
Yes. Are we okay space-wise?
I think so.
Yeah. Okay.
Well,
I could stand to be a little less wide.
It's Team Maroon over here.
Sweatshirt on. Well, there's not much maroon because you got that fucking gray shirt.
Cold in
I
here.
know, but you're ruining the motif. It's a motif. It was a motif. Now it's not a motif.
That word just lost all meaning. You said it too many times in a row.
Motif? Motif? It means something to me. You need to say it a little bit more than that.
All right, so today we watched, what we did was we went ahead and did the presents thing again, because it's fun. We enjoyed it.
It's Christmas time.
It is, and when Christmas time you open presents and they may not turn out the way you expected.
Sometimes you get a lump of coal.
Mommy, come here and see Mr. Topra.
So first we watched Death Wish 3, the classic Jimmy Page scored Death Wish 3. Jay?
Yes.
Would you like to tell us about Death Wish 3?
Death Wish 3 stars Charles Bronson as Death Wish.
Yes.
He, all of his family has been raped and killed at this point. We're the 3rd movie in. They're all raped to death. His wife, his daughter, his maid, his mother, the dog. Everybody's been raped. So now he goes...
Somebody raped his toupee, too?
So he travels back to New York because everybody's gone. And he goes to visit an old friend.
Collection time, Charlie. Collection time.
Right when he arrives, his best friend that we've never heard of before in the first 2 Death Wish movies gets killed.
Pa, take care of my things, will you? Just get right into it.
And he decides to take back the streets on this 1-block radius from these thugs, these movie thugs. And that's what they are. They're not real thugs. These are movie thugs.
They're creeps.
They're creeps.
Truth is, I hate creeps too.
Creeps killing creeps. 6 creeps shot.
Chief Creep, the creeps on the street.
Creeps. I've had enough of you creeps.
It's the creep.
Creeps.
And then the rest of the movie is just a nonstop orgy of violence. And shooting. And Home Alone style traps, but much more violent.
Are they
much more violent than Home Alone traps, or is it just the consequences are more realistic than they were portrayed in Home Alone?
That's true, yeah.
What are those? Teeth.
In Home Alone, Home Alone starring Macaulay Culkin.
Rich has a crush on you.
You know?
He wants to be home alone with you.
Oh.
Oh no. So, gang members in the post-apocalyptic future of 1985.
That's the whole movie, yeah. This looks like a post-apocalyptic wasteland, but it's just 1980s New York City.
Like just 2 square blocks of Lower East Side.
Who are you? I was Charlie's friend.
It looks like an amusement park, the way that people are, like, all the extras are, like, layered. Looks like people wandering around Six Flags.
It's a little over the top.
The movie is a cartoon. The movie is a complete cartoon, complete with. I don't know if Michael Winner, the director, had like ADHD or something, but he's just like every 5 seconds he's cutting to a bizarre new angle.
Yeah.
Or he's like, I'm bored with this scene. It's people talking. Just film it through his elbow.
It looks like a movie.
Yeah. Except for the fact that I think it's supposed to be widescreen, and we watched the 4x3 open mat, so lots of headroom.
We lived a few blocks from here.
Charlie was 19 feet tall. This is the only apartment I could find.
No boom mics, though. No boom. A lot of booms, but no boom mics.
Look, the way they describe the movie is it's blatant.
Yeah.
It's blatant. It pays lip service to having some kind of story, like the love interest.
Yeah.
Fake love interest who suddenly it's a romance.
She has a thing for older men, I guess.
It's a romance because she has
older man.
because she has to die so Charles Bronson can have even more motivation after all of his friends have been raped and murdered to kill more people, even though he's already killing people. But it felt like a thing a movie needed because that's what movies have.
Yeah.
So they did it.
You got to walk away from the car for a moment so you can get shot, raped, and then shot again, and then also raped some more.
But not really in that order.
That's what I get for learning to love somebody again.
Oh my God.
Oh, that's different.
This may not be fatal, depending on.
Oh, okay,
Jesus.
that's not great. Oh, that's.
Oh my God!
Why did that happen?
That's what happened when cars hit each other.
That car cut the other car in half.
Oh God.
He did no emotion on his face.
It's like a step up. It's a step up from mildly concerned to moderately concerned. The whole movie. It's never like, damn you.
Well, everyone that he's cared about has already been raped and murdered in the previous movies.
Yeah, it starts with his best friend, and he comes in, his best friend's dead or dying in his arms. I think he says, "Take care of all of my crap in the apartment," and then he dies. And he's like, "Oh, okay, my friend died." And then the guy's like, "You want to stay in his apartment and like get revenge or whatever?" He's like, "Sure."
Yeah, his other best friend that he just is meeting for the first time.
Is that Ernest Borgnine?
No, it's Martin Balsam.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
It's a low rent Ernest Borgnine.
Ernest Borgnine.
Oh.
Or in German, Ernest Borgnine. Then when Ernest Borgnine ends up in the hospital, it's,
Well, how's it going to escalate? He's already murdering people. He's been murdering people for 3 movies.
All you're waiting for through this whole fucking movie is for him to get a hold of the biggest artillery possible and kill the shit out of all of the creeps.
Well, he gets all of his artillery through mail order,
This is
which
true.
is very convenient.
It looked for a bit like this movie was going to have an interesting twist on the formula, because he gets arrested by the police, and the police know that the area is crime-ridden, and they try to use Charles Bronson. And it almost looks for a second like the police chief's going to end up being the real villain, who's trying to control Charles Bronson in his vigilante ways. But Charles Bronson's like, okay, fine, I'll kill people. That's what I've been doing anyway. Not that it matters, because what we got was absolutely glorious.
I just love that Charles Bronson, throughout the movie, artificially creates scenarios in which he has an excuse to murder people. Like he buys a cheapo car.
How are you going to pay for it? Cash.
Just so he can park it in front of this apartment building, just so people will break into it, just so he can shoot them and kill them.
While he's having dinner.
He's like, excuse me.
Hey. What's the problem? What? With the car. What's the problem?
Just get out of my fucking face. Who are you?
We're stealing the fucking car. What's it to you? It's my car. Now you're gonna die.
No questions asked.
Goes back for dinner.
There you go. I'm still hungry.
Just a little interruption. And then, yeah, he walks around with a camera over his shoulder.
He's flailing it around, yeah.
Of course someone's going to try and steal it.
Yeah.
Well, that's what he wants them to do, so he can murder them.
Boy,
Around with my expensive camera.
I sure love photography. Yeah, that's pretty funny.
Okay. Yes. Yes, blow him up.
Right about there.
Get the camera!
It is questionable because this entire area is crime-ridden to the point where people are just constantly getting their windows broken.
There's a lot of breaking
windows. A lot of breaking windows in this movie.
They broke that yesterday.
Can we talk about the Star Trek guy? And the
You go ahead. Well, there's multiple Star Trek things, yeah.
There's a guy in this film, he plays the police chief. Me and Rich are like, we know that guy. We know that guy.
He's from something.
He's from something. And he's the episode where Wesley Crusher and 3 other cadets get tried for a crime. They're pilots. They're on a piloting mission in the academy, and they do a dangerous maneuver.
That's the episode that has Tom Paris, who isn't really Tom Paris.
Although his backstory lines up perfectly with Voyager, so he should have been Tom Paris.
He was going to be, but then they would have had to have given the writer of that episode royalties for the Voyager show. But originally, it was going to be.
But anyways, yeah, well, we're still talking about stuff.
Okay, I'll be
that same court-martial scene, you'll find Marina Sirtis. And Marina Sirtis plays Counselor Jen Troy.
Are you talking about Marina Sirtis and how she violently gets raped in this movie?
Yes. Well, they rip her shirt off, and it's horrible.
Well, I will say this movie is much lower than the first two when it comes to the violent rape. This one, just a little rapey, which I'll take. I'll take that over very rapey.
We saw the Canon Films documentary, and Marina Sirtis is briefly interviewed in that.
Yes.
And can you describe what she said in that?
Oh, well, she basically said that Michael Winner is like a creepy sex pervert, and how while they were setting up lights and stuff, she wanted, because she's laying there on like this dirty, filthy mattress, and she's topless or whatever, and she wanted like a blanket because it was cold,
freezing,
so she was freezing, and Michael Winner's like, no, we can't light it properly unless I see your tits. And that's the director of the Death Wish films.
Yeah. That makes perfect sense.
I went to a Star Trek convention once.
Oh, really? Tell us about this.
And it was Commander William Riker, Jonathan Frakes, and Marina Sirtis, and they're both on stage. And Jonathan Frakes was telling like a funny behind-the-scenes story of something about a microwave. Played a prank on Marina. And then Marina Sirtis starts talking about how she's grateful to the fans because she doesn't have to make filthy, dirty movies anymore. And she's like, and she started like getting emotional, like not crying, but getting emotional about it. She's like, I did so many awful, dirty things in these films, and you could tell she was just like seething with like hatred. And that made sense after I saw her in that. And everyone's like what the, and Jonathan Frakes is like, You know, you could tell they're like...
Everyone's uncomfortable.
Everyone was uncomfortable, but I'm like, what is she talking about? You know, I was younger, and I don't know how
And now,
old.
15 years later...
And then, yeah, she was in that one film, they showed a clip of her getting, like, whipped.
Yeah, she's topless and getting whipped.
And it's like, yeah.
Would you say that knowing that story has now tarnished your enjoyment of Death Wish 3?
A little bit, yeah. I mean, if that director is a legit, like, creeper and treated his actors like dirt, like, yeah, that's awful. It's awful.
But the movie's fucking awesome because he has a bazooka.
The movie is awesome.
So it's all worth it.
Oh, thank you.
For what?
My wife, Maria. She was in the car last night. You help her?
No, it's Marina.
Yeah, they enforce the parking laws.
I'm confused by the ethnicity. He looks black but sounds Mexican, and she's Greek, but is playing black or Mexican?
She's a Greek actress that is playing a Latina woman, which is very odd. We were initially confused by it. It's like the actor looks like maybe he's a black guy, and then Marina Sirtis is Greek, and they're both supposed to be Latino.
Are you adoption shaming? She could have been adopted by a Hispanic family.
Josh is very against blended families.
It's very against. Oh my god.
Especially light-skinned African-American men with Latino accents who marry Greek Latino women.
Well,
it's a very, very, very specific demographic.
Well, I would say if we learned anything between these two movies tonight, it's that canon films doesn't matter your ethnicity as long as you get mowed down by old white dudes.
That's true. That's true.
Fires a 475 Wilde Magnum. Real stopping power.
Is that like a 44 Magnum?
No, a 44 Magnum is a pistol cartridge. But a 475 Wilde Magnum is a shorter version of the African big game cartridge.
I've got a plan to save the neighborhood. I mail-ordered a gun.
I love that scene though, that he gathers all of his other friends from the building to come look at this gun that I mail-ordered. Look at it.
This doesn't help you in any way, but I have a gun.
I am physically aroused.
When I make my own bullets and like, he's really catching the wave of New York City and making some artisanal bullets.
Yeah, this gun will make them more dead.
He's very proud of it.
Like, there's a lot of good things in the action scenes of this movie, but every action scene with Charles Bronson is just...
Rich, he's 112 years old. What do you want out of him?
I'm fine with it.
Rich,
I'm fine with it.
If he moved any faster, his toupee would fly off.
Do you remember when they had the chase scene? He's just plotzing along.
Oh yeah.
And then he just stops because the guy got too far away. I'm sure I'll shoot him later.
And to be fair, he does.
That's a 30 caliber Browning.
Oh my God!
It's right there. No lock on the cabinet or anything.
In this neighborhood, places get broken into all the time. Nobody stole that gun.
The last 15 minutes of this movie is utter chaos.
It's beautiful.
It's beautifully orchestrated nonsense.
What is going on?
They're just attacking random citizens.
They're being ruffians.
They just randomly decided to start destroying the block.
Yeah, it's time to party. Oh no! Oh. They got some long hairs.
This is insane.
Got all sorts of things going on.
It's just they've all gone mad. They've gone mad, folks. They've gone mad.
Yeah. It's that the gang decides that it's time to rise up and riot, and then
why did they decide right then it's time?
Because they're done. They're just tired of it.
Because Charles Bronson incited them into a riot,
which got more people killed.
And like 30 times more people would have been killed than had he done nothing at all.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
There was no real warning to it either. It was great. It's just, we're going to throw Seriously.
All right. Yeah, so this is happening.
It's Mr. Kelsey. He just shot some of the creeps.
Yes! Everyone get your gun!
Yeah! This is what we're talking about.
Oh, now he's gonna try it.
Very good.
There's just gang members everywhere. Crawling out of crevices.
Break that window. Oh, you really?
He actually opened it.
Yeah. He doesn't care anymore. Oh, that's why. That's why.
When he blows up the bad guy with the bazooka, spoilers.
Spoilers, fuck that. We need to show it right now.
Stages like that. You can't have both of us. Let me.
Yeah, now we're talking. Oh, that's magical.
That's the best part about that scene is the burning carcass that's just lying in the middle of the street.
Wow.
You're next.
You're next. Nah, dog.
Somehow they all knew their leader.
Yeah, that was it. That was it.
Our neighborhood is completely destroyed, but we won.
I mean, it's probably the best film I've ever seen in my whole life. I don't know what they did wrong, but I know what they did right.
Oh my God. Our next movie was called The Christmas Tree, and I guess it was a movie or it was a program. Mike.
Oh, great. Why'd you pick me over him?
Because I want him to talk about Invasion USA.
That's fair.
Yeah.
This is the person that made this. Their name is Flammarion Fureria, the weirdest name ever. Probably a foreigner, as we discussed.
Chuck Norris needs to come after him.
Oh,
they're going to invade Florida at some point. But listen,
with copies of The Christmas Tree, just throwing them at people.
This is. I don't know what the story is behind this. It's really strange and. Who made it? Narrated by William Griffin. It's Flammarion Fureria. Okay, someone said, draw these cartoons, make it look like Disney. Because the old nasty bitch looks like Disney, okay? And then come up with a shitty story, and then get the worst voice actors possible, and the cheapest animation possible, and make the worst thing ever.
Well, I think the voice actors, they just got a bunch of people in a room and gave them some sort of weird sedatives and then recorded them saying things, and then they made animation around it.
You mean you don't think our star is going to make it on time? Yes, it's no use. Wait a minute.
Yes, it's no use. Wait a minute.
This is why you're orphans, because you're dumb.
I have a feeling that they love just voice acting. We don't need real actors. It was just whoever was drawing it.
I just gave Mrs. Mavilda the money there so she can buy new clothes for the children. Something nice for Christmas. I've been noticing that the children have become very fond of you, so I think you'd be the right person for me to ask this favor. Would you mind helping Mrs. Mavilda pick out some nice clothes for the children?
Yeah.
I think they used the audio from like the Jim Jones cult. That audio's fine. Everybody's gonna die. But
if it turned out, if the mom throughout the course of the special, if she found out that this was some sort of weird like Children of the Corn cult, like that would not have surprised me.
Yeah.
But the plot of this is the old lady whose name is Milvida, which is I've never heard the name.
Mulva?
Her name is Mistress Vulva.
Mistress Vulva.
How am I gonna get out of here without Mrs. Mavilda seeing me?
Mrs. Mavilda.
Kid can't say the name.
Melvida runs an orphanage. She's a classic horrible character, like an Uncle Scrooge or whatever.
To a comical extreme.
She's
like a Cruella de Vil.
She's not
Cruella de Vil, exactly. That's what I'm thinking of. That's kind of who the animation looks like. The mayor comes by and gives her 2 sacks of money.
It's always 2 sacks of money. Even though sometimes he says, I have more money for you this time, it's still the same size sacks.
Which I assume are taxes from the town in order to pay for
donations.
It's donations.
He spends all of his time raising donations, but not for his mayoral race, for the orphanage.
And he hands them to...
But that's what wins him the election, because that wins over the crowd.
I'm just saying there, you can spend your money,
He's just a
wisely
really crafty politician.
Yeah. So she takes 2 orphans that are normally dressed in rags, dresses them in clothes, and then says, I hear, thank you for the money, and then uses it to satisfy her gambling.
Well, then she takes away the nice clothes and hangs them back up.
She has nice clothes, but
she strips them naked right in the middle of the room.
She's not just negligent towards the children, she seems to actively hate them.
No clothes on the floor, no fights of any kind. I don't want to hear anybody crying around here. And most of all, no pillow fights.
She takes pleasure in spending this donation money and using it
She doesn't
towards
spend it.
gambling. She doesn't, but she gambles it.
Here goes the children's money again.
Could you be more obvious?
All right. I'm betting the children's money.
And she's like, those kids don't get shit. And she's like laughing as she's gambling away the donation money.
I was like, she doesn't even expect to win. She's like, I got more kids' money to give away.
So she's able to gamble it with her 3 good time buddies, who are good, or I guess they must be good gamblers because she always loses.
She always loses.
Always.
Does she lose on purpose just because she enjoys losing the donation money?
It's just
the real question is, though, if she won, would she use the extra money towards the kids?
No.
This woman, no.
Okay, probably not.
She'd probably just burn it.
In front of the children.
In front of the children and laugh as a single tear goes down each of their cheeks.
Look at this!
She may be the most villainous character I've seen in any media, any film, anything in my entire life.
That's what you think, children!
Seize that woman!
Stand back, you fool!
Oh no!
Malvida needs a new assistant lady, and then she...
No, she doesn't. Actually, the mayor puts her in there. The father gets a job, and the mayor gives the family the ability to stay in the orphanage, I don't know, just because. Your family can stay here while you're off on your job.
The mayor is involved in these dealings.
And Mulva puts them on. She says to the kids, you got to go live with the other orphans. You can't stay here with your mom in this room.
This is the only thing I can do for you.
This is just fine, ma'am.
And then she puts the mom to work as her servant. And the mom has no say in any of this.
Did you finish washing?
Yes.
Ironing?
Yes.
And what about cleaning?
Yes, the entire house, including the windows and waxing the floor.
You may go now.
Oh my God, all right.
But why did the mayor send them there in the first place? It's like the lady was in a prison. I would have just said, I don't want to stay here with my kids.
I'm going to go stay at the hotel down the street.
I'm going to go to a hotel or an apartment. What would have been a really good plot twist is if the mayor was in on the whole gambling scheme. And then Mulva's handing him the bags of cash out the back door, And he does this whole show for the press, here's money, I'm donating to the orphanage. And Mulva's gambling it down at the casino.
This story cannot handle more than one bad guy.
This story can't handle a story.
Well, let's get to the It's called The Christmas Tree. It's not called Mulva's Gambling Problem.
It should be.
It should be.
It really should
That's
be.
the best part of the film.
Well, there's a tree in the backyard, and the kids love the tree for no reason.
The pine tree they named Mrs. Hopewell. Yes, Hopewell, because the kids believed that the tree was magical. It somehow was going to bring them a mom and a dad to adopt and take them away from the unbearable Mrs. Mavilda.
And sometimes it's summer out, and sometimes it's winter in the same month. And then Mulva finds out they love it and hires her drunken redneck friend to come cut it down with a chainsaw. Then the whole tree becomes a thing.
That all comes later.
Not before they talk about Santa Claus and the magic Santa Claus and how he's going to save them and all that. And so the 2 little kids that are the children of the maid, the lady, go off to find Santa in the North Pole.
They have a sled.
Why
led by a
did
dog.
they go off to find Santa, though?
I really don't know.
Because the mayor gave the Mulva money for the clothing and the kids, and the mom was all excited to give the kids clothing, but then Mulva gambled away all of the money.
Because you don't want the mayor to see them without new clothes.
How can you dare to? All right! Now you know. And now that you know, you better make sure you don't tell him a thing, or you and your children are out in the cold. Now you and don't forget to tell them the good news about the clothes. The money is gone. Now, just get out of here. You give me a headache.
You know what? Fuck this. I'm not making up any excuse. Yeah, I gambled it. What? Now you know. And if you tell the mayor, I'm gonna make your life hell.
I'm gonna frame you.
You're culpable now, bitch.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
Nell, I have a job for you.
What do you want?
Well, I have this girl who's working for me now. Mel, I gotta do something to get her out of here before it's too late. I told her that you have a package for me. I'm sending her over to pick it up. I want you to place something valuable in her purse while she's in your house picking up the package. That shouldn't be too difficult for you with your fast fingers, should it, Mel?
Judy's going to come over and pick a package up from you, and
she wants him to put his package in her purse.
Her frisky fingers.
He uses frisky fingers to put his package in her purse.
No, well, yeah, he was going to hide a valuable object in his house.
A valuable object.
Wait a half an hour and then call the police.
Yes.
So that it seemed like Judy stole a valuable object from his house with her frisky fingers. You know what would have been funny is if that little girl overhears the phone conversation between Mulva and the guy, and it all sounds like innuendo. If the little girl interpreted it as that. Like, not, he's gonna rape you. She was speaking literally.
Yeah.
Put something in her purse. Force something in her purse.
Oh, that's still bad.
Oh, I thought you were talking about fucking her to death. Because these orphans have lived a hard life.
They have.
Right?
They expect the worst.
They're not.
They make friends with trees.
But fortunately, there was a violent car accident on Christmas Eve, which kept the mother from getting to the house. Yeah. But the kids didn't know that. They're afraid their mother's going to be framed for murder. So they take off in a dog sled pulled by a dog to go to the North Pole to find Santa Claus.
This is in a children's film called The Christmas Story.
So the kids are attacked by a polar bear. And then the dog fights the bear off, and then the little girl falls off a cliff.
A full day later, the brother is still out there looking for the girl.
Is this the Lord of the Rings? Jesus Christ.
Lily's gone, Licorice. She's gone.
And I'm out of food, so I'm going to have to eat you.
I can't find her.
The scene where he has to pick up the rock.
His entire journey was a horrible failure.
It was. So Mulva gets her redneck friend that was supposed to put a package in the purse with the fast fingers to come out with his chainsaw, and he's gonna cut the tree down because she's just tired of this shit.
Because if she can't frame the mom for theft, fuck it, she's gonna cut that tree down just to make those kids cry.
Yeah.
That's her motivation.
Yeah.
What do you think you're doing?
Your kids went to the North Pole! Why do you give a shit about this fucking tree?
That machine and do the job.
But they're surrounding the tree.
Cut through
the children?
Do you remember when the mother shows up and then her kid, and just the son comes back? It's like, where's your daughter? Oh, she fell off a cliff.
She's gone.
And then their eyes, the mother and the father, they just got slightly bigger.
She fell from a cliff, Mommy, Dad.
All they were worried about, though, after hearing this, was that they were going to cut down the tree.
Yeah, immediately it's just like, oh, she's probably dead. There's nothing we can do about that now. But the tree's still here. We can save the tree.
Your tree, Mrs. Hopewell is going to be all right.
That's what you think, children.
I was not expecting that to happen.
No.
slayed her with a lightning bolt.
Oh, Lily, I'm so glad to see you.
Santa goes, Lily? Who's Lily?
But the important thing is the tree's okay.
Santa sprinkles his magic all over the tree, which makes it come to life, and then he's like drunk.
Have a Merry Christmas and
Losing presents everywhere.
Sarah could be on the ground.
You people figure out which one's yours. All the plot lines get wrapped up where, Judy is, the mayor asks Judy if she wants to take over the orphanage, and she says sure, and her husband's like, how are we going to do that when we have 9 kids?
And then the film ends when Judy whispers into her husband's ear, college tuition. Zooms in on him and his eyes go.
Well, this is a perfect storm, though, of bad animation, bizarre storytelling, horrible voice acting.
Very bad voice acting, and it's that we'll call it the alien effect, where it feels like it's a movie made by an alien, not from planet Earth, who doesn't quite get what a story should be, especially a Christmas story. It's like, here's the parts: North Pole, Christmas tree, orphanage, Santa, but they're just all in the wrong places. It's all fucked up.
Yeah, I have no idea if this aired somewhere, or if it just came into being.
Well, it's a collectible classic, Jay.
Someone discovered it in a castle. I have no idea how this film came.
Somebody got that in a bin at a dollar store and sent it to us. I could.
Sure, but I mean the actual program.
The actual program.
Where was this aired? This was someone's lifelong project. Was to make the Christmas tree.
And they just failed in every aspect.
No, they did it exactly how they wanted to. It just doesn't matter. It was supposed to be like this.
Oh. This is my dream, and it was all wrong.
Whenever I see something like this, I always imagine because the characters, they look Disney-ish.
Yeah.
They look 90s Disney-ish. Yeah. And I always picture some sucker buying it, putting it on for their kids. And, Mommy, this is shitty. Oh yeah, it is. I should have bought it at the dollar store.
Mommy, come here and see Mr. Topwell.
What? What? Send the camera.
cameraman couldn't find the tree.
Our third and final film of the day was the absolute classic, Invasion USA.
Two canon movies, 2 Christmas movies.
It worked out perfectly.
It worked out perfectly.
That's a
Even
50-50.
split with 3 movies. Yeah. How weird is that?
That's crazy. Rich,
yeah,
tell us about Invasion USA.
I would love to take it away.
It'll take you 2 seconds.
Chuck Norris shoots a lot of terrorists.
Rich.
No, actually.
Why?
The premise.
Because they invade.
Okay. The premise is actually interesting, yet completely, utterly implausible and would never, ever happen. Literally, 500 terrorists sneak into Florida on U-boats. not U-boats, but there's those World War II kind of D-Day landing boats, and they just all 500 armed terrorists run out to the beach in the middle of the night. Wait, are these troops or gang members?
Yes.
It's a paramilitary invasion.
Yeah. Ragtag.
They're just wearing whatever.
Yeah.
It's just everybody bad.
Do you hate America? Come to Cuba.
Russians, Cubans, Arab terrorists.
They're all ganging up on good old America.
It's like a multicultural anti-America group.
Yeah. It's a melting pot of terrorists.
There are Russians, there are Muslims, there are Cubans, basically everyone you don't like, and a few people who really have nothing against America. They're just foreign.
Well, this is the 80s, Rich.
If they could be in, you could be in this group if you just have funny eyes. That's all it takes.
You don't even have to be non-white. You just have to be
foreign. You can be Scottish.
Just have an accent.
Anybody who doesn't like America joined up with this group, and then they run around America and they randomly shoot up public places and blow up neighborhoods.
Yay! Merry Christmas, everybody.
All right. I approve.
Yeah. They weren't even home.
And Chuck Norris knows right where they are at just about any given time.
Yes.
And then when they try to like blow up the mall, he just shows up in his truck.
Chuck Norris!
Chuck Norris.
He sensed that something was happening?
I guess.
He's here to save Christmas.
Whoa!
What if he was wrong? He just drove through the store.
Apparently they can't hit his car?
No, apparently not.
Bulletproof car.
Yeah.
He has a force field around it like Neil Breen.
Yeah! Oh!
Take cover behind something. What kind of fucking special forces soldier are you?
He's taking cover behind like a styrofoam like display. So that it's not bulletproof in any sense.
He bursts through, kills a bunch of terrorists, and then the scene ends.
Yeah.
And then there's other terrorists, they're gonna shoot up the amusement park, but then Chuck Norris busts in with his truck, and he shoots up all the terrorists. And the movie just keeps going on until all of the terrorists have been shot.
Uh-huh.
Didn't work, huh? Now it will.
Oh, so bad. Didn't work, huh? Now it will.
How is he finding these people?
He's got Chuck Norris radar.
Intuition.
He's got terrorist senses.
He does. But guess who's there? It's so implausible now.
Constantly in the right place at the right time.
Like initially it made sense, but now it's just somebody's gonna shoot an innocent person. Here comes Chuck Norris.
We should mention, though, that it does centrally revolve around Chuck Norris and the David Bowie guy.
Richard Lynch.
Richard Lynch.
Do you keep saying David Bowie because you think of Lynch, David Lynch?
He just
David
looks
Lynch,
like
David Bowie?
No, it's the blonde.
It's like
I can see it. I can see it.
He doesn't look anything like David Bowie.
Oh, nasty.
Jesus.
That was awesome.
That was great.
Oh!
Jesus Christ.
Fuck everything, Richard Lynch.
It's that guy. Whatever the fuck his name is.
Richard Lynch.
I don't know.
Russian.
He's great.
Russian man who yells things in German.
Yes.
Fine. No, things like that. Yeah. But Chuck Norris had the chance to kill him before when he had a bazooka aimed at the president of France's house or the governor or something. I don't know. What was it?
I think it was supposed to be the president of the U.S.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Chuck Norris has a chance to kill the guy.
He shows up
in a past mission when he's aiming the bazooka at the White House, I guess. I don't know. And then he's like, and then
he hesitates. He doesn't do it. And then we said if this was Charles Bronson, he would have just shot him.
Chuck Norris he's a former guy. Former action guy.
He's still a guy.
Still a guy. Former I don't know, whatever.
I like former action guy.
Former action guy who's now hiding in the Florida swamps catching alligators. And is it just a big coincidence that Russian guy and his plan to invade the U.S. happens to be 5 feet from where Chuck Norris's arch nemesis lives?
I think so.
think I can fix this.
I kind of like that the bad guy is terrified of Chuck Norris because somebody in this movie had to have a character.
Sure. Had to have some sort of arc or concern or anything.
I don't know,
because Chuck Norris sure didn't.
That cubicle, that sure did give a great performance. I saw fear in the eyes of that cubicle when Chuck Norris came near it.
Honestly, I think we've pretty much described everything that happens in the movie.
Yeah.
No, this movie, it's just you just talk about random scenes. Like, remember how awesome it was when they destroyed the mall? Like, that was great.
It was okay, but it wasn't as fun as the time they destroyed the whole neighborhood.
You started too strong, I think. Yeah, that was the best sequence, when they're just blowing up houses in the neighborhood.
The ending with all the tanks and the National Guard / Army, whatever it was pretty exciting too, visually.
Yes. Yeah.
But then it cuts to Chuck Norris, who's fighting an empty office. He needed to be like saving someone. The bad guy needed to have a nuclear bomb to detonate, and Chuck Norris had to stop him. Yeah. There's just nothing.
Seriously though, you know who's not winning this battle? Chuck Norris. He's just inside wandering around, killing like 6 dudes.
Yeah. He's gotta get to the main dude.
He's got to get to the main guy.
I know.
It's unrealistic for him to take on an army of 1,000 men by himself.
What did that case say?
The case lied to us. Yeah. It didn't say Chuck Norris heroically shoots up an office cubicle.
It did not say that.
It doesn't sound quite as exciting as taking on an army.
Well,
should he
to wander in?
Should he be acting here?
What?
Should he be acting here? Like putting in, or is
he's calm. He's cool.
Yeah, he's unflappable.
Big badass.
Yeah.
I get that, but
also he can't act.
There's that.
There's a lot of similarities between Death Wish 3 and this. They're both just dumb, blunt stupidity and violence. They try to give Chuck Norris one-liners, which they never bother with Death Wish because
he doesn't care.
Charles Bronson, who cares?
He's the laziest vigilante.
So which is better, like horrible one-liners or not even an attempt at one-liners?
Not even an attempt.
Just
for that. I think I actually kind of prefer the horrible one-liners, just because maybe I'm so used to the idea of the 80s action hero was supposed to have the one-liners. Even though they fail, at least you gave it a good try.
All right, for a one-liner to work, it needs to be delivered right. Bruce Campbell can deliver a one-liner like nobody's business. Chuck Norris cannot.
See you in hell. Send me a postcard.
Both of these guys look like they could give 2 shits and they don't care. Like there's that scene, Chuck Norris is like reloading his gun. There's like no tension.
Oh yeah, we were talking about that towards the end. How every action he takes, he's just.
Yeah, with Bronson, it's funny. Yeah. Maybe because it's old and he has a terrible toupee. But with him, it's just kind of like sad and pathetic and not funny.
I wouldn't call it sad and pathetic. I would just call it Chuck Norris just being a bad actor.
Yeah, just blank.
I didn't find it like pathetic. It's just like, well, there's Chuck Norris.
And that kind of goes into the same question of just like, do you want bad one-liners or no one-liners? Do you want I don't care or I'm really bad at caring? Like I care, but you don't want to see him care.
There's something interesting about watching somebody who just doesn't give a fuck about what they're doing.
Yeah.
This in a movie.
Who are you describing?
That's Charles Bronson.
Charles Bronson.
Yeah.
Okay. This is a comparable movie to Blood Debts.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And this is more comparable to the Fist movie with the guy who kept crashing his car.
Low Blow?
Low Blow.
Yeah.
Yes, where Low Blow is just like, I'm gonna crash my car. I don't know what's going on. He's sloppy.
Sure.
Where Low Blow is fun and entertaining, and Richard.
Harrison.
Yeah. In that is just like a blank slate, like shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Low Blow is fun. Get Rostov so the movie can end.
What happens at the end of Invasion USA?
Oh, Chuck Norris shoots the bad guy with a bazooka, and he goes flying out the window and blows up.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, look, I should There's his head!
Oh, nice! I've never seen anything like that before, especially not a few hours before that.
Oh yeah, at the end of Death Wish 3, he shoots the bad guy with a bazooka, and he goes out the window and blows the fuck up.
That's kind of strange, because, you know, they're both canon films.
Yeah, that's odd. That's very odd. Although I will say, of the two, I definitely preferred this one because we got the shot of like the smoldering body in the you know, on the street.
You don't see the body falling out the window, really.
This one, the explosion happens right outside of the window. There's like a boot flying, and his head's over here.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, look at that.
I don't think we're giving the Christmas tree enough credit because the villain gets electrocuted by Santa Claus.
This is a supernatural thing we got
she
here.
doesn't fly through a window, Rich.
She doesn't blow up.
No.
Yeah, Santa was really taking a big risk because she could have fell back with that chainsaw right in her face. I mean, like, we want to talk about scarring some orphans. I mean,
Yeah.
Jesus
If it ended like
Christ.
she gets shot with lightning, and then she's laying there, and it's like Death Wish, where it's like a fiery corpse, and all the kids are singing and dancing around the tree on this flaming corpse, like that would have been great.
Santa's gift to the children was electrocuting Mulva. Merry Christmas! She's fucking dead!
All right, so it's time for us to choose the best of the worst. Jay.
Death Wish 3.
Okay. Any justification for that, or are you just rolling with it?
Because it's better than this one, and this doesn't even count.
I'm going to go ahead and disagree with you, and I'm going to actually go with Invasion USA.
You're nuts.
Whatever. It had more of a through line of the plot. And for some reason, that engaged me just a teeny bit more.
But that's why it's not as good as Death Wish 3. Death Wish 3 cuts out all the fat.
Rich?
Oh, Death Wish 3.
Okay.
The last like 25, 30 minutes of Death Wish 3 are just glorious. Now I'm gonna slightly disagree with you, Jay. I think this is runner-up.
Really?
What
What the fuck? This is good brain damage in the last 5 minutes?
Mulva and gambling away the children's money.
It's weird. It's weird and interesting.
It's weird and interesting.
Yeah.
Whereas
I'll
this
give you
is
that.
less interesting. Some competent action scenes, but just Chuck Norris is so dull.
Mike?
Hands down, Death Wish 3. I think I undersold this movie during our discussion. This may have been one of my favorite movies to watch on Best of the Worst. A little slow and creaky at the start, little bits of brilliance, but it's just terrible. And I'll agree with Rich. Chuck Norris, he's a little uncharismatic for me in that role. I mean, I like the production value and all the shooting and stuff, but he's no Charles Bronson. And the Christmas tree, I don't know.
Is Invasion USA your worst of the worst?
No. Oh, no.
I just wanted to clarify that.
Yeah. In my opinion, I don't think this is definitely best of the worst, but there's nothing I want to destroy.
I would say we had 3 strong showings, relatively speaking, today. It's a Christmas gift.
It's a Christmas miracle.
It's a Christmas miracle.
Yeah, we wrapped it up. That was Christmas. Goodbye.
Oh, I guess Rich is done.
Goodbye. I'm done.
He's pulling a Charles Bronson. He's not carrying it.
And if it's not too late to ask Santa for something, ask him for a copy of Death Wish 3.